You were there for me when I was weak and I'd fall to my knees. So now that I can breathe, I'll carry you farther. Take my hand, follow my lead. You were there for me. Take my hand, follow my lead. Now that I can breathe.
Who I am is always an interesting question because I'm still figuring it out. I have a blog called Design the Life You Want to Live. I chose that name because there's so many things that come into that bucket of designing the life you want to live. Cancer is part of our life. We're all multidimensional. Home is important. Design is important. I love to share with others how to make their house a home. And I know that may sound so simple, but it is such a beautiful gift that I love to do and share it on my blog. So it's an extension of that, goes out on my social media. I don't know how else to, I guess when you ask somebody to describe themselves in life, I'm like, I'm probably the worst person for describing myself.
Well, Lynne is unbelievable. This has been years now that you've been at this. Like, we're talking 7 years of building community.
And you call it building community, right? But I just love writing.
Lynne loves the writing, but what happens is you end up with people that are interested. I mean, that in the real story, and I think that's one of the real pieces of feedback that you consistently get is like, it's real. You're a publisher, you're a photographer, you're an incredible mom, you're an amazing wife, and you put it yourself out there. And this is one of the things like that I get so excited about is you got to put yourself out there and you risk rejection. You have the fear that they don't like it. You don't feel it's good enough. And yet the real paradox is that the more we put ourselves out there, the more we attract back in.
One of the things that happened in the beginning of writing was I had this advice to not write about cancer because cancer is sad and depressing and people don't really want to hear sad and depressing. And I was like,
Buck the trend, baby.
Buck the trend. I thought you were going to say something else. And I just went with it. I'm like, well, I'm just going to write what's going on in my life. And if someone doesn't like that, well, I'm really sorry that they don't like it. But I'm going to write about it because writing for me is actually a bit of therapy as well. Kind of like that knowledge is power for me. Writing is power for me in my own soul. And I wrote about it. And it just opened up these floodgates of people saying, thank you for writing about that. Like, thank you for writing what I was thinking. And that's where I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna write about the things that happen in my life then. I'll only write about what I truly love and what I truly don't love. Like, I don't love cancer, but I'll write about it. And that's just how it all grew.
You know, the fact that Tristan's on board with you now, it's like been an unlock.
She is my heaven on earth. I don't know how, she just like, I have those really tough moments that she just comes in and just scoops me up. Like I'm like, oh, I'm so stuck. Or I'll be writing a blog post and I'll be laughing because I love laughing. And then I get to a hard part and I'm like sitting at my computer crying. And I'm like, okay, really? I'm crying at a computer screen right now. And I'm stuck. And Tristan is just the yin to my yang. She just swoops in and saves my blogging day. So there's not one level to what I do. It's just all these layers of home design, decor, travel, Airstream, cancer, kids, and love and life, and love and white. I have this thing about white.
As we move along this windy road, together we'll navigate life as we go. We've been through it all, just you and me. Father, it's time to finish our story.